So obviously, other phases were one of the primary focuses of this last game, but, the offense, everybody really felt like you guys had a strong game. I'm wondering, which aspects of that stood out most to you?
Feels like it was a long time ago. Kind of moved on a little bit, but the areas that we've emphasized, I thought we got their focus in, and it was effort and finish. It was better. It's still, we want to climb and do more and more, and we are continuing to push that. But it's effort, finish, and doing your job. It's not anything more than that. We can coach the rest of it, but those things I thought they did a better job with, and I thought, that they had some better results because of it. So we'll continue to push that package.
Trent said after week one that was looking for better decision making and playing within the offense from Malik. We talked to him yesterday. He felt like you got that. How did you see that?
Again, better. I thought not trying to force too much, doing his job, and taking what was there. Is there stuff that we're going to keep coaching and opportunities that were out there? Absolutely. And the good thing about a guy like him is he's internally motivated. He wants it. I think he's starting to see how he's playing better when he prepares himself and works and approaches things a different way. He's still, finding his groove and what works best for him. But yeah, there were some things that I think we improved on with him last week.
How important was that to see that kind of step last week coming off of the Cal game where it felt like things were a little bit more inconsistent, and to see that heading into this week, and obviously to see that heading into this coming week against Texas Tech?
Well, I'm happy for him in that sense that he's starting to see the fruits of his labor. As a coach, that's why we do it. That's why we coach them so hard, is because we want, their goals are our goals. We want those things for them. Sometimes in the heat of the moment it doesn't seem like that, but that's why we do it. We want to get them where they want to go. We also want to win, and we're not there yet, so we need to. We still, continually have to get better every day.
And obviously a big game for Taz, kind of a breakthrough for him. I'm wondering, what it was like to see that for him.
Yeah, I think we've known that was there. There were flashes of it at times last year, but Taz has an ability to run with the ball in his hands. I know there wasn't necessarily like a big explosive, but he caught the ball in traffic at times and got some pretty critical first downs. So that, I was really happy to see that. I think we know that's there. I think he knows that's there. We just need to make it come to life more and more. But, you need guys to step up to take some coverage away from Trent. To open up holes. Everybody should eat. It's not like trying to think if there's a guy in the NFL who's just the guy and there's nobody else to throw the ball to. Usually you need somebody to protect you.
And Nathan Alou steps into a different spot on the O-line. Just your thoughts on him there and sort of the performance as a whole from that group.
Yeah, Nate is one of the more focused guys I've ever been around. Like, he's dialed in. He is like laser focused. So him being able to play multiple spots isn't really, I think we knew that we were going to need him to do that. He can play anywhere on the right side of the line. So grateful for Nate that he was able to step in and do that pretty seamlessly. We've been playing a lot of guys on the O-line. Guys coming back from injury or whatever the situation may be, we're going to need to continue to do that as the year goes on.
You guys obviously head to a really tough road environment in Lubbock, obviously, this weekend. In what ways are you guys trying to prepare the offense for what that's going to be like, considering that maybe, some of the kids have played in tough environments, but maybe not something like that in their career? How do you kind of get them ready this week?
Yeah, just from talking to Malik, that was he said, it's loud. Coach Cav was there last year at Oregon. So we've leaned on some of that stuff, just getting an idea of what to expect. We've got a plan in place. It was loud out there at practice today. There's a speaker right behind the huddle. There was a speaker right behind the offense the whole time. So it's certainly part of our plan to handle it and to have multiple ways to approach it if there are issues that arise.
The false start penalty is obviously a big point of contention from last week. What did you see out of that? I know talking to Coach On Monday, it was a little bit of quarterback center exchange, a little bit with cadence, but just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge thing for me after the game Sunday, and not just say, hey, what's wrong with you guys? Is there something within the system that is causing this?
Yeah.
It wasn't an issue the first week. I didn't think it was an issue. Certainly it was an issue. The one positive I would say that came out of it was that we survived a lot of those. The one that we did not survive was right before half, and it was on 4th and 1, and it was critical. Coach Riley always used to tell me here, don't overlook in victory what you would dwell on in defeat, and it's an issue. And so we are fixing it. I think from what we've determined is it's not one thing. It's discipline, it's focus, it's the way that we talk, it's the way that, the suddenness with which we move. So fixable, and we are addressing it.
What does this Texas Tech defense do well? It seems like they remade their front seven in a lot of ways to be formidable.
Yeah, the front four are a really physically impressive group. I think, 4 transfers, but 4 senior transfers, 4 guys that have played a lot of football, 4 guys that can get after the passer, but it's not like they're just pass rushers. These guys are active in the run game. And then the layer behind them, the 3 linebackers are just salty, athletic, tough, physical players. I don't know, the back end is, we haven't gotten to see a ton of them because they haven't really gotten tested yet in the games so far this season. And, they've been up by 40 points within the first 10 minutes of the game, whatever the scores have been. It's been a lot to a little. So it's a good group, and I think they're well coached. They communicate well on the back end. You can see it. So we've got to match that, and we've got to communicate and talk and make sure we're all on the same page and execute. And just, again, do our jobs, play hard, finish, and not try to do too much in a big environment against a good football team, really good football team.
Obviously, first touchdown Saturday, just what were the thoughts and emotions running through your head in that moment?
It was a lot to take in, man. I was too happy to really even remember the moment. I was just so excited. Of course, I had to hit my dance with Malik Murphy, so that was fun. I was just really overwhelmed with joy and happiness. So I'm glad that happened.
Did you kind of blank after you caught it? What
I for sure did. I blanked for a little second. I was just like, oh yeah, I caught the ball, I scored. I forgot about ball security. I forgot about everything. Coach Pat in the meeting afterwards was like, hey, if that ball gets knocked out, you're standing on the sideline with me, so don't ever do that again. So I definitely blanked. I forgot about everything else, and I was just excited to have been in the moment. So yeah.
What was it like for you to share that with your family afterwards? Obviously, the game didn't go the way you guys wanted, but
No, yeah, the game not going the way we wanted it to. Kind of dimmed up moment. Didn't make it as cool as it could have been. But
sure.
My parents was proud of me. They said they're proud of the way I've worked, the way I've grown. So that's really all that mattered to me. Just a nice, wholesome moment with my family.
We kind of asked Taz this too, but do you feel like, after that week 1 performance that the offense is starting to really show what we saw over fall camp and the potential of what it can be this season?
Yeah, for sure. Malik is a great quarterback. He knows how to run the offense. So he puts us in a lot of positions to make a lot of plays. And we as the receiver room, we've been making plays. So that, I think we're just starting to get rolling. And I feel like we have a great path in front of us if we keep doing our work and staying focused, of course, yeah.
Do you feel like you grew a lot between games 1 and 2, just, being out there and getting the sort of game?
For sure, it's more of a confidence piece. Since the first game was this is the first game, so I was a little nervous, I never played in a college football game. Last year, I didn't even dress down, so it was this whole new experience I've never experienced. Game 2 came around, I did this before, so it was just easier to get settled in. Get going. So yeah, it was for sure.
Kind of speaking of that, I guess you'll get your kind of first true road test this weekend in Lubbock,
Sure.
a place that's known across the nation for being one of the loudest, one of the craziest, one of the most aggressive atmospheres you can be in. How are you kind of preparing yourself mentally for that, and how do you feel like the team can prepare itself to be able to try and sneak a win somehow out of that?
For sure. Personally, I like to just focus on what I got going on, what my job is going to be. So I'm blocking everything else out, just focusing on what I got to do. And then I think if our team does that, just focus on us, what we got going on, we're going to go in there and hopefully perform the way we want to perform.
Is there anything you're doing specifically to try and get yourself prepared? Are you blasting headphones more louder than what you've done, trying to like anything in particular?
I think just attacking film, just attacking playbook, knowing what your assignment is, and then going out there and practice and executing it at a good professional level. And, you know, just continuing to do that. If the team also focuses on that, just doing their job. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
What's this room like to be a part of? I feel like
The wideout room?
Yeah, the wideout room.
But it's a bunch of just jokesters. They're all goofy. We all love each other. We all mingle pretty well. It's just a room full of like jokers. But when it comes to working, I think we're a pretty good group. We lock in. We get our work done. And there's Sauce, Taz, and I think DC have set the level. And like all the young guys have risen to it. So our room is like all really competitive. So it pushes each other to like do our best. Yeah.
Yeah, and he even said that you were one of the goofy sort of personalities. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, like, you try to keep it light. Like, what does that look like?
That's just my personality. I'm more of a loose guy, pause. So like I just you know I'm a jokester. I like to joke. I like to have fun. But yeah, when it comes to work, that's what I've had to learn to control when to lock in and when not to lock in. So and I think that's been a big improvement for me throughout fall camp to now. It's just I know when to like be unserious and when not to be. So yeah, it's a funny room for sure. You guys would enjoy it if you were in there. Yeah.
Anything else? Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
Well, you had the game you've maybe been looking for Saturday. How'd that feel? What came together to make that performance possible?
Everything. I mean, it felt good. I mean, obviously we didn't get the win, so it didn't feel as good as I thought everyone might seem. But I feel like I just recouped. I felt like I played bad in the first game. After the game, I got home, sat down, realized that it's a day-by-day thing. Every game's not gonna be for me, and I just felt like coming to the game, I had no regrets. Didn't doubt myself at all. Just went in the game with a clear mind and let the game just take me.
From your perspective, you know, how much did this offense grow between games 1 and 2? It feels like there was a big step overall.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like that. It was a big step, but I feel like it's not as big of a step as you guys may think it is. Sure. It was just little tweaks here and there. I mean, Malik missed me on a couple things, a couple passes where I felt like it was my fault. The first pass I should have got up, went up and snatched it. The second one I tripped. But just little things like that probably would have changed the game, you know. And it'd been a bigger picture, different outcome with a win, you know. But yeah.
So you guys feel like, you know, you are now starting to show what you feel like you're capable of as an offensive team, as a legit, you know, high-level offensive team.
Yeah, I mean, from the get-go, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys would understand and see how we practice, and you guys see the potential we have in our offense. Everybody healthy, everybody going. Yeah.
So how important is that, getting the little things cleaned up? Like you said, you said you tripped a couple times. I mean, these are mistakes that happen, right? Things happen during a football game. So how important is that, making sure moving forward, especially into this weekend, that the little things that maybe those mistakes that were being made last week don't happen in the game this week against an opponent like Texas Tech?
Yeah, I feel like, especially third down situations, it may come up a lot. Like false starts can't happen, you know, like just being well-sounded throughout the play and me knowing the depth of my route, where the sticks are and things like that. We're more aware of that now, and we seen game 1 how that can beat us up, you know, because we shot ourselves in the foot a lot in this game as well, you know. But we understand who we are and what we have to do to get the win. You know, we still put up big yards and big numbers, but we just didn't have the outcome we wanted.
Coach Kennedy was talking about how you guys have been playing at practice, the loudspeakers, trying to get yourselves ready for that type of environment you're going to face in Lubbock. Just what have the preparations been like this week, and how do you maybe getting yourself mentally prepared for what you guys are going to face in terms of the crowd and the atmosphere and what you're going to face in Lubbock this weekend?
Yeah, the speakers is a big, you know, Coach Berry thinks it's smart on him to implement that in our practice. But then again, we got to approach every opponent the same, you know. So we still going to come in every week, every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up to the game, being who we are as an offense, no matter who the opponent is, you know.
Another guy who had an exciting day was Eddie getting his first touchdown and hitting his dance. I'm wondering what that was like for you to see that happen.
Nah, I was happy. You know, we all happy for Eddie, especially the young guys in the room. You know, 'cause I was once there last year, same position. You know, we're all happy for him. Everybody else, yeah.
What's he like to play with and as a personality, just in that room?
Eddie's funny, man. He's goofy, pretty goofy, yeah. No, I love Eddie, man. You know, the room wouldn't be the same without him. You know, even as a player, on and off the field, great person, great player. You know, I mean, I feel like he keep doing his thing, he can have a big year.
0-2 is not where anybody in that room wanted to be after 2 weeks. What's the mood? What's the feeling inside the room as you get ready for a couple of tough road games against ranked teams?
Yeah, I mean, the mood, you walk around, I mean, I feel like it's slightly down, you know, but we got to understand, especially Coach Pat saying, like, we got to approach it every week where it's 0-0, you know. We didn't lose, we didn't win. It's a new week, clean slate for everybody in the room, you know. Because we can, right now we're 0-2, we can go 10-2, you know. We can change the whole picture of the season, you know. Yeah.
Anything else? Thanks, Taz.
Thanks, Taz.